What's up, weirdo? Shadetree Surgeon here, and the time has finally come. The haters will call it Photoshop, and actually the haters will be right. It definitely isn't done yet. But despite not being really done, because, you know, is a Sportster ever done being built? How long is a piece of string? This and other existential questions you really don't want to answer when you're working on old motorcycles. So we're taking the Sportster off-road today. The Dirtster is getting its inaugural trip out to Croom to see if maybe it can actually do this off-road adventure. I'm less than a week away. I've got events this entire week. This is the only day I have to actually take it off-road and see what it can actually do before I just actually 1 week from today. 1 week from today, not when this video comes out, like 5 days from when this video comes out, I'll be hitting the road and going on a couple 1,000-mile adventure off-road on this bike. So fingers crossed, baby. But before we take it out, I gotta do something about that exhaust melting the bag here. It's not horrible, but you know, just over time, I should probably do something about it. So let's do that. What are you doing there, everybody may ask? What are you doing, Shadetree Surgeon, with 3 very unevenly cut pieces of flat bar aluminum stacked on top of each other? And take 2. What are you doing there with those unevenly cut pieces of aluminum? You wouldn't understand. It's the custom way. We don't ask questions, we just accept it. Okay, is this going to work? Maybe. Is it going to look terrible? Absolutely. It's the custom way. That is awful looking, and I have brought great shame upon my ancestors by running it. But we're gonna run it. The Dirtster's first taste of adventure, baby. I got some duct tape up there because I was getting just like a whole bunch of wind blowing right up into my helmet, like underneath here, which sometimes is nice, but it ultimately is too annoying to have all the time. Well, fingers crossed that that wind blowing up on my chin underneath my helmet right there was just from that, not from something else to do with this windshield. You can definitely tell when these Harley mirrors are from a rubber-mounted Sportster and not a rigid mount, because man, you freaking get up into the rev range, like you're normal, that mirror will stay fine, but once you start revving this thing out, it just goes freaking crazy. There it goes. You can see it moving as you rev it up. Now this one on this side, this is definitely from a rigid mount bike because it don't move at all. And this one doesn't even have the screws on the other side to tighten it into place. All right, heading on the highway, baby. Looking for adventure. When you're on a 20-plus-year-old Sportster, anytime you go more than 20, 30 miles away from home, it's an adventure. I was telling you guys earlier with this bike, 65 is where it's happy. It'll do faster than that if you ask it politely, but 65 is definitely where it's happy. Going out to Croom, which I will tell you, Croom motorcycle area is definitely going to be, except for when I do the Trans-America Trail, this first adventure is more of a shakedown run. I'm going out with Adam Sandoval, Chicken Fried Choppers, my man from Gigastat, Jordan Ray. We're doing a little Sportster adventure. This is more of a shakedown run, and I'm pretty sure that whatever I get up to at Croom motorcycle area is probably going to be way tougher than anything that we're going to experience on this run, but definitely not as tough as a lot of the stuff on Trans-American Trail. So might as well do some hard stuff on the bike, see how it holds up, and cross your fingers, because if it totally sucks, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'll tell you, the way I take to Croom is the way I almost always leave Florida. The fact that it's this bend. I mean, there's a couple different spots. It's one when I pass Bears, because that's the last exit for a long time. And 2, it's just coming around this bend right here. And it's not very far, maybe like 25 miles outside of Tampa, outside the Tampa city limits. So it's not like it's very far outside of Tampa, but once I pass this bend and I see just this lake and this expanse of green in front of me, right there, exit 293, right before Dade City. Then I feel like I'm on my way. Then I feel like I'm on an adventure, baby. We're about to escape the wang. Right now, I feel that way, even though I know we're just going to Croom. But I'm on the bike I'm gonna do it on, and it just feels good. It makes me not want to stop. All right, exit 301, Wikiwachi, home of the mermaids, baby. And the Coney dog. I've never done a video on the hot dogs out here in Wikiwachi. We gotta do that sometimes, you know, as I'm the glizzy gladiator himself. That's another reason I always get excited about road trips is you can't eat hot dogs all the time. I mean, you can eat hot dogs all the time, but you can't eat hot dogs all the time, or at least you shouldn't. So I try not to eat them unless I'm on a road trip, which makes me even more excited to go because then I get to eat one of my favorite foods, hot dogs, baby. You can't just be eating a hot dog any old time you feel like it. It's got to be a special occasion. All right, about to head into Croom, and I don't think I'm going to pay. I'm only going in there for a little bit. Got a full tank of gas because I kind of want to see what I get with a little bit of off-road riding and then the highway run back home. Still not sure exactly what kind of gas mileage I'm going to be getting. I also have absolutely no idea what to expect off-road with this motorcycle. I mean, as far as I know, it could completely bomb. I have no idea what to expect. Besides taking it off a couple of curbs, zero off-road on the dirtster. Old dirty bastard. This is his inaugural trip on what I would consider actually going off-road, like riding around on the side of the road or in a little bit of sand in a construction site. I don't really count that as going off-road. Off-road is sustained sand, branches, roots, dirt, rocks, that kind of thing. That's off-road. Everything else is just like you could do it on any bike, and you can go off-road on any bike, certainly. All you got to do is point it in the direction of not road and twist the throttle. Look at you go, you're off-road. I mean, I keep passing these turn-offs. I might as well freaking take one. There's nothing saying I got to go all the way back here. I can start my off-road adventure. Usually I go all the way back. This is where I park my dirt bike, but there's all these little paths right here. I don't normally ever mess around with these paths because you got to have a license plate to ride on this road, so even though these open out here, I never take them. But man, what the hell? I don't have to go where my dirt bikes park. I can point my motorcycle in the direction of not road perfectly fine right here and start my adventure. Which, like I said, I'm pretty sure Croom is going to offer, with this sand, is going to offer way worse stuff than I'll ever deal with on what I'm about to do. And of course, it's pushing the front tire around like crazy, but it's sand. What do you expect? I'm also kind of taking it easy because I don't know how it's going to react. So getting up on a little bit of a plane in deep sand is really the move. Where should we go? What should we do? We're off-road. The whole world is open to us. We can do whatever we want. So let's do it. I'm like, oh, Josh, concentrate. You know what it is? It's a speed thing. All right, let me get my bearings here for a second, because that's a speed thing. There's nothing wrong with the bike. It would have gone through there just freaking fine. Take a second, chill, and remember, the bike is perfectly capable of doing this. Okay, that's enough seconds. Can immediately see where some steg pegs would be really nice on this. Not really since the bike isn't designed for it, not really a whole lot of places to grip this motorcycle with your legs. You can kind of get it on the seat, which is why I wanted this seat in the first place, but definitely not ideal. Just a little more confidence is all you need, Josh. That's a bike thing. I'm not confident in the bike. Well, of course, it's a me thing. I'm not confident. It's a me thing. How can I say something like, oh, I'm not confident in the bike? No, I'm not confident, because you can be confident in a bike that is not up to the task. It's a me thing. I'm not confident. It's just something about being on a street bike and taking it off-road. It just makes you so much more worried about crashing, because you're like, okay, well, this is a street bike. You know, this is like dropping it on the ground is not a good thing. As opposed to a dirt bike where you're like, oh yeah, no, drop it on the ground all you want. Totally fine. Hell yeah. This ain't bad at all. All right, back to bushwhacking, baby. Whoa, out of here, bug. Let's not hit a spider on the Sportster, all right? So far, so good. I mean, I'm not really going fast, but the idea on what I'm doing, like a Trans-American Trail and all that stuff on these gravel roads, the idea isn't to freaking haul ass. It's not a race. I just want to make sure I can do it. And so even in deep sand like this, and this isn't really that deep a sand, but again, like I said, probably deeper than anything I'm going to deal with on this time. Now, when I am going across the country for this one, I'm going to basically to Canada, New York, something like that. I'm not sure exactly where. Tim from Gigastat, he put the adventure together, not me. So he knows where we're going, and I'm just trusting him because I'm bad with directions anyway. But I think we're going like up to New York, Canada, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, it's across the country, but it's across the country the short way. Eventually, when I go across the country the long way, I'm definitely going to deal with a lot more sand when I'm doing the Trans-American Trail. Right now, here at Croom, this is more sand than I'll ever deal with on the backcountry discovery route or whatever it's called. I forget what it is. Yeah, dude, this is fine. Look at this sucker go. All right, here's some pine needles. This is definitely a little more the Sportster speed. Some pine needles out here. Whoa. Pay attention, buddy. Have to remember to cover that rear brake. Right now, you're seeing why performance was not high on my list of things I wanted to do. Like, I wanted off-throttle response, surely. I definitely wanted better brakes, or not better brakes, even though they are better, but I wanted brakes with more feel. Well, here off-road, I guess this is Croom, I guess, on the MADBR, DB, barbecue, whatever it is. I guess it'll be like some more higher speed gravel sections than I'm dealing with here. But like I said, I'm trying to do my test and tune in conditions that are worse than I'll go be in when I go to the MADBR barbecue, LOL, what the fuck, whatever the hell that trail is called. So used to this being a street bike, I'm not using my rear brake as much as I should. I'm a big rear brake guy, but you know, when you're off-road, it's like everyone's like, don't use your front brake. You can use your front brake as much as you want off-road. Your front brake will stop the front tire till it locks up. That if you don't have an ABS bike, that's exactly what it'll do on the road. It will use the front tire and it will stop you until it locks up. Period. Same thing off-road, it's no different. So you can use the front brake to your heart's content and it still stops you a lot better than your rear brake. But on a bike like this, on the Sportster that's pretty damn heavy, what's going to happen is that weight is going to transfer forward and the front end is going to, I don't want to say it's going to lock up easy, but it'll lock up, that's for sure. Dude, this thing is fine. Dude, what was I worried about? What was I worried about? What, me worry? Well, I wasn't worried, but I guess I was a little nervous. It's always like silly to say you're not nervous. Of course you're a little nervous, man. Why wouldn't you be? Man, I mean, I'm not going to be taking these whoops like I was on my KTM, that's for sure, but it's going right through this, ain't it? I will tell you, I'm a lot more confident on this thing than I was on the Pan America. Hell yeah, dude. I'm loving it. Come on, baby. This is fucking great. Don't get too confident. I wouldn't mind dropping it. I might just like set it on the ground in a minute just to see what it's like to pick it up. But I don't want to crash. That is not on my list of things to do today. Pick up the bike off the ground to see what it feels like. Definitely. Crash, I think I'll pass. Hit a spider. I know you guys would probably love to see me freak out, and trust me, the freakouts are legitimate. But I'm going to try to avoid that one. I should probably try to avoid the single track too. All right, so that's a pretty sharp divot right there, down in there. Let's see how the old dirtster handles it. Bottom at the rear, of course, but that's not super surprising. The rear, as long as I can keep traction, I guess bottoming out isn't the biggest deal in the world. As long as that front doesn't bottom out and make me wash out over like a hard bump where you gotta like pass something, you know, you're like, okay, I just gotta like roll through this with a combination of momentum and throttle. It's like, you definitely don't want that front end bottoming out when you hit the lip, because that's a recipe for losing the front end. It's just wobbling the handlebars, the turtle hole right there, and having a bad time. All of a sudden, I realized that normally I would take, just when I'm out here at Croom and I want to find my way out, I would take main roads, and I normally get in at a different place, and I just realized that I I kind of don't know where I am. And some of the main roads are like really deep sand. So should probably figure out my way back and go to an area of Croom that's a little more familiar to me. This part right here is not the place I'm the most familiar with. Definitely way more familiar with the back half. But whenever you are at Croom, if you live in Tampa and you want to come out here and you're worried about getting lost, because I'm talking about that, I mean, it's really just like navigating your way around Croom is not so much like knowing exactly where to go. I mean, although sometimes I do, just because I've been here so much, it's just more of a philosophy on how to navigate out here because it is enclosed. There are fences, so all you gotta do is find a fence, and once you find a fence or you hear traffic from the highway, well, then you found your way out. Basically at Croom, if you're getting lost, if you're lost, what hurts you more than anything else is just exhaustion. So what'll happen is people get in this deep sand and they'll just get themselves exhausted and be like, okay, I'm whipped. I want to find my way out of here. And all of a sudden they're like, and I am just going to backtrack and ride around these miles of deep sand, which is just sucking more of my energy while I also don't know where I'm going. So again, it's all just not getting lost out here is way more of a philosophy than it is like knowing exactly where you're going. Dang, could that apply for everything? That's what I do on the road when I'm lost. I just apply a little bit of philosophy to it. I just go, hey, you know, I'm seeing some things I would have never seen before, so that's kind of nice. New adventures on places I didn't plan going. How cool. See? It's all about the philosophizing, baby. If you just philosophize it right, man, you could make a blowjob from a garbage disposal sound pretty good. It's all in the way you look at it. Oh yeah, I'm having fun now on the bike, but I'm not even standing up for this, and like I would be doing so much better standing up. You know, this is sandy, like probably even sandier than most people in other places that isn't Florida are used to riding around, especially adventure bikes. But I mean, here we are. See, I philosophized my way to the exit. But you know, this sandy stuff, this is my bread and butter, baby. Well, I thought I philosophized myself to an exit. Oh, well, let's keep going. I'm having a good time. Anyway, like I said, if I was standing, I'd be, you know, even doing this a lot better. I also didn't air my tires down. So like, I definitely could be doing better on all of this if I was just like standing up and tires aired down and really like attacking it. But I kind of want to ride it easy. The whole point of a lot of this is not to be like, how do I fucking come out here and attack the woods and ride this dirtster like it's a motocross bike? Like, that's not the point. I'm not building a dirt bike. I didn't build a dirt bike. I built an adventure bike, okay? This is an ADV bike. Now, ADV bikes don't have to win any dirt bike races. That's not the freaking point. You know, I'm going way more Pan America and BMW GS than I am KTM 300 XCW, okay? That's not what I'm trying to do here. So I wanted to ride it slow like I am right. I'm going to stand up a little bit here because you know, at a certain point it's ridiculous. You do have to stand up. I wanted to ride it easy out here. That's the whole point, is not to attack it, is to ride it easy. Yeah, those burly shocks are garbage. They're just immediately bottoming out over everything. Yeah, the whole point is to ride it easy. We're like first and second gear out here, okay? Easily, baby, easily. Yeah, this 883, and I know I'm just used to riding bikes with more power. It always wants more revs than I'm giving it. That's okay though. I just got to remember to give it more revs. It's just weird to ride a V-twin that wants to be revved to make any power like that. Well, that's what it wants. Okay, let's see how we're gonna get out of here. Both spider-free. Oh my God! Never mind. Not spider-free. Is he on me? Okay. No, he stayed. He stayed there. Damn, dude. They really out here, okay? They out here. They're fucking gunning for me, baby. I don't exactly do the whole foot down turnaround like the best, but that's all right. Again, like I said, I think I'm just not applying enough throttle. Speaking of KTMs, there was an old racy boy on a KTM, probably looking at me going, what the hell is that idiot doing out here? Dude, I am like so, I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't really, like I said, I wasn't really worried I don't know what I was thinking was going to happen. I mean, this is literally fine. It obviously doesn't feel like a dirt bike, but hey guys, it was never supposed to feel like a dirt bike. It was supposed to feel like exactly what it is, an adventure bike. And like we always say, every motorcycle is an adventure motorcycle with the proper application of balls. Not that I have big balls, I'm not saying that, I get scared. I'm just saying though, you can go on an adventure on anything, and now I've definitely put it in my favor a little bit with the long travel suspension and the bars and all that. I've definitely tilted the odds in my favor. But it still is just a Sportster. Right now though, dude, this is freaking righteous, man. Come on. This is perfectly fine. Definitely have to stand up through this. Just because okay, now we're getting a little sandy. Let me give the poor girl a break here. The bike needs a break, not me, right? Definitely wears you out riding this around off-road instead of a dirt bike, that's for sure. But, I mean, it's the whole point. The whole point is that it's fun, you know? Yeah, for a long time, I was just like, why would you take anything off-road but a dirt bike? It doesn't make sense. And I still, trust me, I still love my KTM. I love my KTM XCW. But I think I'm finally starting to understand why people take things that weren't supposed to go off-road and then take them off-road and, like, outfit them for it. Like, I get it now. And it took me a long time to get it. Now I understand. It's fucking fun. I'll say right now, the Burley shocks, definitely the weak point of this equation. If they can handle me being out here, I'm pretty sure they're gonna handle whatever I throw at them with when I'm out with Jordan and Adam and all the boys, you know what I mean? Chicken Fried Choppers. I've never actually met Chicken Fried Choppers or Tim from Gigastat Cycles in person yet. I'm pretty excited about that. Whoa, shit, that's a spider. Oh god, oh no, this stuff is so much harder to take off than my other stuff. Where is it? Oh, okay, all right. Holy mackerel, man, it was a black one too. I got a black jacket. Why is it a black banana spider? Yeah, like these banana spider webs are like, they're so strong. They're like movie spider webs, and that motherfucker was black too, and I'm wearing a black jacket. Ugh. God, every time something comes by me now, I'm like, oh god. God damn. Oh god, was that it? Oh, it's just like a gnat. Jesus, man, come on. Cut me some slack here. Okay, let's see if we can make the rest of this motorcycle ride banana spider free. Oh, God. Oh, it fucking even, you know, it even actually turns all right off-road, dude. I mean, it doesn't exactly have the frame geometry of my KTM, but as long as the front end's got a little bit of traction, it turns okay. Hell yeah, baby. No, this ain't bad at all. Come on. Now, don't get too confident. That is always a recipe for disaster. I don't care what kind of equipment you have. Don't ever get too confident. I was having a little problems earlier. I forgot to film it, but I had bumped up the timing a little bit because I know sometimes you can get a little better throttle response. It can be a little snappier, but I was getting, I know you guys might have even heard it on the video, I was getting some pinging on the bike, and that's definitely not good. So I go ahead and put the timing back where it's supposed to be, and yeah, I shouldn't mess with stuff like that. Whew. Hell yeah, come on, dude, this is just fucking fine, man. No, nothing wrong with this at all, dude. The dirtster, man, earning its keep out here. Oh yeah, this is just fine. I mean, well, you know, let's quantify fine. Like I said, we ain't out here gonna win a hare scramble or a motocross race, but can we traverse the terrain? Can we get myself and this stupid frickin' Sportster across the terrain and to the other side? Yes, yes, it will traverse, baby. It will traverse. Oh yeah, that rear suspension has gotta go. That shit sucks. Burley Burley brand stilettos. I mean, I guess they're fine if you're building like a tracker for the road or something like that, but for anything we're going to be going over bumps like this, like my front suspension from Traction Dynamics is like outclasses, lift my feet up there and tell you I've gotten my foot caught in a vine one too many times. Just let them hang down there when I'm passing some stuff like that. But the front suspension, the Traction Dynamics 7 inches of travel with dampening rods and emulators in the front, so far outclasses this rear suspension that it's not even funny. Like, I really need some rear suspension that is as good. If it was even half as good, I'd be happy. Even half as good as the front. Like, I think it'll do for this trip, but definitely something I'm going to have to look at in the future. Went ahead and I've got it idling a little high right now, just for off-road use. Like, this would be, I think, a little high for a street idle. You know, that's just a dirt biking trick that everybody uses, man. When you're doing technical stuff, which, like, this is not technical for a dirt bike, but for an ADV Sportster, this is technical. When you're doing technical stuff, you always bump your idle up a little bit because it helps you keep from flaming out, from stalling out. And it just makes, again, like what I was trying to get by adjusting the timing, while I was trying to get that snappy throttle response, having a little bit of a high idle really helps that out. Oh my God, dude, baby, come on. This is so fucking good. That's so good. Oh, you can keep your Pan Americas, baby. I mean, I would still take a Pan America. If you're not going to keep it and you want to give it to me, I'll take it. But you can keep your Pan Americas, baby. Look at us go on the Dirtster. The 883, a $1,500 motorcycle, and this entire build, if you subtract the Electron and the Super Trap exhaust, which I sold other parts of the bike to be able to say I still kept this build under $2,000. Like, if you were to try to build this, as it sits right now, minus those two things, and you could always make your own exhaust or use a different high mount exhaust or shit. You know, if you're just doing trails, you're, again, not trying to win a motocross race. No, man, just use a regular fucking exhaust. It's low slung. A lot of the guys going on this trip with Sportsters use regular exhaust. I just happen to really, really like Super Trap. I think they look cool. I like that it has a spark arrestor. Wasn't I just here? Luckily, I got the spider out of the way the first time. I just really like Super Trap, and I really like Electron. So there were some parts of the bike, including the 13-spoke rims, that I was able to put up for sale. And so I could still be like, okay, I still built this bike with selling some of the stuff that was already on it for under $2,000, around $2,000. I think it ended up being like $2,100 or $2,200 or something like that to do the whole thing. And then $1,500 to buy it. So I've taken a $1,500 883 after selling the parts that I didn't need off of it for $2,100, which is about the same amount of money that you would spend getting hard bags for the Pan America. It's about the same amount of money you'd spend doing that. We have built an off-road machine. Now, whether it can actually go on an adventure and it's reliable enough to make it the whole way, that's a different story. But look at us here, baby. You ain't gotta have $25,000 or how much ever a Pan America costs. I don't even know. I think they're actually not that expensive. Hell yeah, come on. You ain't gotta have 25 grand to have an adventure bike. And of course, you could just get a KLR 650, or you could just get a DR 650, a Versys. Like, there's plenty of other motorcycles out there that are cheap adventure bikes that you wouldn't have to do the stuff that I did. But I'm just telling you, baby, if it's gotta be a Harley Davidson, if you wanna build it yourself, if you wanna say you built it from nothing, the original adventure bike, the Sportster, is the original adventure bike. You know, back in the day, all you had was the Sportster. You didn't have no special bike with suspension and all this stuff already built into it. You just bought a Sportster and you figured it out. If you want to do that, if that's the kind of experience you're looking for, and that's the kind of experience I like too, then baby, let me tell you, as I said, for about $3,500, again, I want to be clear, $3,500 after selling some parts of the bike I didn't need, some takeoff parts, about 3,500 bucks. You can do it. You can do it, man. Just for less than a set of metal bags, for less than a set of a luggage on a Pan America, and less than a year's worth of payments combined, you could have an adventure bike. Now, is it perfect? Does it have a TFT dash? Does it have ride mode? Does it fuel injected? Does it have adjustable raising and lowering suspension? Hell no, baby. But you don't need all that stuff to have an adventure. Hell, you don't even need a lot of the stuff that I did to it to have an adventure. I went kind of overboard on a lot of the stuff I put on this bike. I didn't need to put half the shit I put on this bike. Oh my gosh. I need to be careful because I'm just like, ooh, I am loving it, dude. When I'm loving it this hard, I know me. What's happening is I'm getting a little confident. I'm starting to slide the rear end around. I'm starting to treat it like it's my dirt bike. Let me tell you, you got to remember, it is not. It is still a Sportster. But man, is that really, I'll tell you more than anything, it is that traction dynamics front end, man. That and the extra torque from the 2-into-1, like that really, really makes a difference. Whew. Although, even though I didn't want to leave the easy pull clutch on it, I will tell you, I'm already missing it. Dude, look at us go, man. Of course, it's not fully loaded either. I'm sure that'll make a difference, mainly on the poor rear shocks, those Burleys. That's where it's going to make the biggest difference, those poor things. I'm not paying attention to where I'm going at all. Yeah, that's going to be an issue too, is your clutch hand a little bit, but I'm probably going to put that same easy pull clutch like that goes actually inside the primary, the same one that I put on Shay Lisi's bike. I'll probably put one of those on this bike. They're like a $20 part. Man, they make a really big difference, and you're not going to break it off if you drop the bike in the middle of the woods somewhere like you would the easy pull clutches that mount on the handlebars. Oh, there's the road. All right. I mean, I'm not ready to go yet. Now that I know where the road is, I think I'll take a little break. Then I was kind of pushing it a little bit back there, but like for just exploring, like another thing about this bike is because it's so heavy compared to a dirt bike, the amount of momentum you have is crazy. Like the amount of time I can just like pull in the clutch and just kind of glide through this really easily is really impressive, man. I mean, I know the weight works against it, but there's a part of it that's actually a pretty nice bonus, man. The momentum that carries you through these trails, especially when your clutch hand is tired, is kind of nice, man. So, of course, you got to work the clutch. If you're trying to go a little bit faster, keep the rear wheel spinning, or keep the revs up so you can do. Let's go through the sand here. So you can do that. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to use a clutch for that. But when the trails are a little smoother, oh man. Just that momentum just carries you right through. Carries you right through up there as I almost bust my ass off the bike. This dude over here is probably laughing his ass off at me. Don't worry, bud. Laugh away. You know what? I'd be laughing too if I seat my ass out here on this bike. Yeah, this is definitely the deep sand right here. Of course, the deep sand at Croom, if you're wondering, is pretty much always next to the trailheads, because a lot of people who aren't very confident in exploring Croom, obviously they do most of their riding near the trailhead, so the trails are always a little more ate up there than they are in other places. That sand will still get you, man. Especially when you're sitting down, and I'm already like, again, I haven't been off-road riding in a while anyway, so I've lost a lot of that muscle. Not lost the muscle memory, I still got the muscle memory. The muscle memory, as in, it's just a memory of muscle. It's just a memory, and the muscle isn't there anymore. That's what's happening right now. So, I'm getting pretty smoked, which means I'm probably going to try to find an exit, because getting smoked, that's when you start making mistakes. I'm already sitting down way more than I should be to conserve energy right now. And that, especially in deep sand, is a recipe for disaster. But I don't want to go. That's the whole thing. It's like, I should go. I also don't want to knock off my freaking windshield. I should go. I just don't want to go. I'm having fun. I also only brought one big bottle of water, and I'm already pretty much through it, so Oh, I think it might be time to say farewell to Croom for right now, but man, I'm stoked with how this turned out. This is freaking cool. This is what I need to be doing. I need to be standing for stuff like this. So again, things aren't perfect. I ain't complaining because I really like it. I think it's pretty freaking awesome, but there's not a whole lot of good places to grip it with your knees right here. This is where I'm used to setting up. There we go. From dirt to street, baby. From knocking down spider webs to blacktop smooth as glass. Not bad. Like I said, I didn't even air down the tires or do really anything to prepare for coming out here. I'm gonna find a shady spot away from the park ranger here because I did not pay the entrance fee. I just drove right through it. So I don't know if they put on the radio, they're like, okay, look for some asshole on a green Sportster that shouldn't be out there. He did not pay the fee to go in. I was like, I'm not gonna be here for very long. I don't want to pay. And now I've just ended up being here for a while. I should have paid. Let me go ahead and make a quick getaway. Old Dirty Bastard, the Raw Dog, Plan B. I'm feeling pretty good about this bike right now. You know, it's been an up and down. It's been some frustrations, definitely. But right now, old Shade Tree Surgeon, he's feeling pretty good. Not this time, Park Dicks. Got away clean. See how much gas I actually used in the, what was it, about 10 miles off-road. A couple miles I like getting out of the park, but essentially about 10 miles off-road. Well, not as bad as I thought. 10 miles off-road, 0.4 gallons. So still getting almost 20 miles a gallon off-road, which is really not bad. The dirtster, a success. I was, be honest, I don't know what I thought. I didn't know if it was going to be a success or if it was going to fail. Or whenever I start to build something, let me tell you guys, and I've only built a couple bikes, so it's like not like I've got a lot of experience doing this, but every time I go to start building something, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I might totally freaking fail and bomb. Now, what I lack in talent, I make up for in persistence. So I do have that going for me. Like I always say, over a long enough time frame, as long as you don't give up, victory is assured. You just got to try for long enough. So if you're a persistent bastard like me who's too stupid to quit, you'll usually win in the end. Just the end might be pretty far away. Or you might just die. But if you're dead, then hey, well, it doesn't really matter anyway, does it? See, like I said, you can philosophize your way out of anything. Oh, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really don't want to put this jacket back on. I'm hoping it's a little cooler in Tennessee and Virginia and all those places we're going. But man, it's Florida and it's about freaking 95 degrees right now. So the jackets, I'm gonna go ahead and put safety third and put the jacket in here and ride home in a tank top. Sorry, y'all. Actually, not sorry whatsoever. It is freaking boiling out. That was an adventure. Here's to many more. It's not really an adventure bike until it goes on its first adventure, right? Well, there we go, baby. Went ahead and changed out the windshield because honestly, as much as I like my old windshield with all my cool stickers on it, I wanted to repurpose it. I had this windshield lying around, which was the original windshield that when I got this bike, it came with it. And I don't know what it was about that other windshield. It just like, it might have even been that lip on it. Maybe I'll try it without the lip. But it was just creating this freaking vortex of air that was just hitting me right in the chin, and it was really annoying. Anyway, like I said, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty confident. Probably the thing that I'm the least confident about is just putting down 1,000 miles on road. As far as going off-road, I'm feeling pretty damn good about old Plan B here. I think Project Raw Dog is gonna earn its name. Here in a little while, we're gonna take a real adventure on this. Today was its first adventure, but here in a little while, it's really gonna earn the title Adventure Bike. And I am looking forward to that. If you want to make sure that you keep up with everything that I'm doing on this and all the adventures and all the stuff that I'm working on with this, so make sure you're subscribed to everybody else who's going on the trip. Adam Sandoval is going to have videos coming out on it. Chicken Fried Choppers is going to have videos coming out of it. Jordan Ray Vlogs is going to have videos coming out on it. I don't know if anybody else there has a YouTube channel. They might. I'll have to see. But, and of course me, I'll have my videos coming out on it. So make sure you're subscribed to all of them. If you don't mind, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to me as well. And that way when this stuff comes up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, These adventure videos of me riding across the country the short way, riding up, they're gonna be coming out soon. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that one. Leave a like on the video, subscribe, hit the bell. I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel a lot. It encourages me to do more dumb stuff like this. And I really like doing this. So thanks for encouraging me. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel when we're together.